This video introduces the Regional Circular Economy framework. The aim of this framework is to go towards a systems approach for circular economy, to solve problems instead of just shifting problems, to reach prosperity for society while preserving the natural ecosystem which we depend on. The framework can be used as a dashboard for priorities on which processes require improvements, as well as a dashboard for impacts of current processes and interventions like policies and technologies. To make clear what the systems approach implies, we briefly explain the scope of circular economy we take, because theory and practice of circular economy have currently very different scopes. Sometimes circular economy focuses only on waste management, but this can be elaborated with management of material resources, with material flow analysis of materials like steel and plastic, or a focus on economic resources, in which, for example, materials only get recycled when it's feasible and profitable. Circular economy can also focus on the natural ecosystem resources to prevent overshoot of climate change, biodiversity, and other ecosystem processes. This can also be extended into a complete systems approach with triple bottom line management, which covers the ecosystem, society, and economy and their interrelations. The Regional Circular Economy framework aims for a complete systems approach and clarifies all interrelations. We argue that this is the only effective method to reach actual sustainability. Scientific literature is advancing on this approach, and we can build further on this. Therefore, we integrate various existing frameworks that closely relate to circular economy. That is the triple bottom line, Spaceship Earth, the 9 ecosystem boundaries, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, doughnut economics, and also some economic considerations. Let's start on a triple bottom line from Elkington. For the systems approach, we put them in a hierarchy as described by green economics literature. Here, society is constituent of the natural ecosystem, as it depends on it, whereas the economy is actually a subsystem for society. What we see in this approach is that if the parent system collapses, its subsystems will also become unstable. Now, Spaceship Earth describes a linear process of the economy taking resources from the ecosystem and putting waste back into it. And there is also the circular process that is confined within the economy. When a society and economy keeps growing linear, they take over the ecosystem until it reaches a limit to growth, when the ecosystem boundary is reached. The Stockholm Resilience Center specifies 9 boundaries of the ecosystem. Some boundaries are at high risk of overshoot, which may destabilize other systems into a systems collapse, with a decline of economy and society. The 9 ecosystem processes are also in the Regional Circular Economy framework. Society also strives to reach a societal bottom line. A lot of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and doughnut economics are about this. Both cover many relevant processes, but their systems approach, hierarchy, and interdependency is not very clear. The Regional Circular Economy framework is based on 8 societal processes which are carefully selected for a systems approach for society and its interdependencies of the triple bottom line. Each of the 8 processes have a boundary of which shortfall should be avoided. So what about the economy? Well, economic resources provide much for the bottom line of society, but by doing so it pressures the ecosystem. Also, economic trade between countries and regions dislocate many negative pressures, which is not really helping for reaching global sustainability. Moreover, a negative trade balance is negative for your local economy. This makes the region vulnerable in supply chain issues caused by war, trade war, and natural disasters. The Regional Circular Economy framework therefore includes the vital economic resources of food, energy, products, and materials. A healthy, sustainable economy is net self-sufficient on these. The vital resources come from economic production processes, of which the Regional Circular Economy framework focuses on 6: aquaculture, agriculture, energy services, mining, and forestry. These economic production processes are the most interconnected with societal needs and ecosystem impacts. This completes the Regional Circular Economy framework with 23 processes. They can be assessed on the pressure within the region to see if they are in a safe zone or at risk of overshoot or shortfall. Such assessments can be made for any region, as small as a village or city, but also for country, continent, or even the whole planet. A smaller region may only reach limited self-sufficiency on a few processes, but a country, and certainly a continent, should be net self-sufficient on all 23 processes. Exporting problems by importing goods should be minimized for the goal of achieving a regional circular economy. A self-sufficient circular region contributes to sustainability within planetary boundaries without pressuring other regions or future generations. To manage all 23 processes in a region gives the local government control to transform them all into circular processes, creating a complete urban industrial symbiosis. One function of the regional circular economy framework is to display the absolute state of each process. This creates a dashboard for priorities. Science is already developing indicators for each process. Here is an example assessment of Australia. For the natural ecosystem, the average world data was used, which indicates that 4 processes are probably at overshoot. Societal processes are estimated to be reasonably good. The state of economic production processes is calculated on data of import, export, and local produce. This calculation presents a big lack in manufacturing and energy services, but a surplus in mining. It is also not using its potential for forestry and agriculture. Next to the priorities dashboard is another function of the framework, which is about the impacts dashboard. This shows the interrelations between all 23 processes. This dashboard displays both positive and negative impacts. This is rather complex and will require more research to accurately quantify. However, the impacts dashboard already gives many insights. For example, when we zoom into the economic production process of manufacturing. Manufacturing contributes positively to the built environment, goods and services, and transport. And manufacturing can also be used to create renewable energy services like solar panels and wind turbines. However, it requires input from mining and energy. Much of this energy are fossil fuels, and particularly fossil fuels pressure climate change. Now compare this with agriculture. Of course, agriculture contributes to food and health. However, it also heavily pressures 7 ecosystem processes. Arguably, agriculture is of higher priority to become more circular than manufacturing processes. The impacts dashboard creates many insights on all 23 processes, and it offers better informed decision making on how technologies and policies can improve it all. This reduces problem shifting with insights of any trade-off. And this is very much needed. We reviewed 165 circular economy assessments and found so many challenges. Current assessments lack a systems approach. They have a tunnel vision and focus only on few processes. Assessments do not set the right priorities, and they do not assess the main impacts. This will not optimize the complete system and may not actually solve problems but merely shift the problems. We argue that the regional circular economy framework aids in a complete systems approach on working on the urgent priorities and the main impacts, with optimization of all processes into a circular economy for solving problems with prosperity for society within ecosystem boundaries. For more info on the regional circular economy framework and its methodological evidence, you can read our academic publication from 2022. It is named Redefining Circular Economy as a Comprehensive System Suitable for Assessments, a definition and framework for the macro level, supported by measurement literature. All right, that's it. Thank you for your attention. Let's work on circular economy together.